Conversations with Nicole. Conversations with Nicole. Let's talk about it. Tell me all about it. I'm here. I wanna know what's on your mind. Ooh, the world needs to hear from you, and I'm so glad to have a conversation to reach the nation. And it's all about you. We'll help each other to discover innovative ways to positively change the world. Let's talk about. Let's talk about. Let's talk about conversations with Nicole.
Greetings. Welcome to Conversations with Nicole. I am Nicole Everett, your host. And Conversations with Nicole is a talk show based in Tallahassee, Florida, focused on connecting the community through conversations. And today is what I call Wellness Wednesday, which is an opportunity for you, me, and my guests, although we don't have a guest tonight, to chat about whatever it is we want to chat about. So today it is International Women's Day. March is Women's History Month. And the theme for Women's History Month is celebrating the women who tell our stories, celebrating the women who tell our stories. So I will not be before you long tonight, but I thought it was worthy of a conversation, that theme of celebrating women who tell our stories. So this is an interactive live. I do expect to hear from you all tonight. So if you will, in the comments, let me know where you are tuning in from. Put your city and your state in the comments, and I will definitely give you a shout out. We are live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on the Greater Works Network on RokuTV. And so this is a little bit of a different type of conversation, but a conversation nonetheless. So I definitely want to engage with you tonight as we honor and pay homage to the women in our lives, past and present, who have shared stories, who have inspired us. And that could be someone that you know or don't know. All right, so I see a few of you chiming in. Cousin Raymond in Virginia, thank you for being here. Miss Jeanette in Miami Gardens, Florida, thank you for being here. My sister Shayla, thank you for being here. Looking forward to being with you soon. We got Miss Felicia is here in Orlando with her daughter on her 24th birthday today. Happy birthday, daughter. Yes, there are a lot of March birthdays. I think it is also Marjorie's birthday today. I'm not sure if she's going to join us tonight, but happy birthday to you, Marjorie. All right, we got Mills ST21. Hey, thank you for being here. Lynette from Midway, thank you for being here. Yes, Ozzy, happy International Day, ladies. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Ozzy. Thank you for being here, Mom. And Marjorie is here. Thank you for spending your birthday with us, Marjorie. Hope you have had an exciting and delightful day. All right. So, again, the theme for Women's History Month, I actually just came from a women's history program here in Tallahassee. The Tallahassee Community College puts on a women's history celebration annually. In fact, I was one of the honorees back in 2020. And so they just celebrate women in the community and on campus who, exemplify womanhood and are doing great and wonderful things in the world. But again, this particular theme of stories I thought was worthy of us just taking a moment and reflecting on. So, I love stories. I love to hear people's stories. I love to I don't know, I feel like I collect stories in some regards. And so I want to just kind of hear from you all. Who have been some of the women in your lives who have shared stories with you? I will tell you all that I have six aunts on my dad's side. He has six sisters. And my older aunts in particular, well, they all are older than me, but my dad's older sisters, I love to hear their stories. Aunt Ro, Aunt Annie Mae, even Aunt Georgia and Aunt Sue, I have recorded them telling their stories to us about when they were young and coming up, and some of the experiences that they had. So in the comments, if you don't mind, just tell me who in your life, what woman in your life has been instrumental in sharing some stories with you that have been enriching or empowering, or that have taught you some life lessons, or just have been something that you know have remembered, and something that you have treasured or cherished, and something that you've lived by. All right, so Felicia said my aunts as well shared stories with me. Yes, those aunties, I don't know, they just have a special bond with those nieces and nephews, right? They're not a parent, but so they're adult, but they can also, share some special moments with those nieces and nephews. I know, again, I have a special relationship or with my aunts in particular. And my uncle Ned, who is my dad's only brother, he is quite the storyteller. So I can definitely relate to that, Felicia. All right, so we got some more folks giving Marjorie some happy birthday greetings. Ozzy saying happy birthday, Lynette saying happy birthday. All right, very good. So I tell you, y'all, outside of family, there are also some other community folks, women specifically, that I just have a lot of respect for. And they share stories that are meaningful, and are stories that I cherish, and I learn a lot from the stories that they share, based on, again, their experiences or their perspective about things. All right, a few more folks chiming in. My sister Shayla said, "You and mommy." Me, Shay? Okay, well that's nice. All right, she said, "Aunts, definitely." And let's see, Felicia said, "Absolutely, they don't feel the need to sugarcoat the truth." Amen. You are right about that, which is great, and that's exactly what I believe we need. All right, Marjorie said, "I had a mentor for my adult life, impacted my emotional and spiritual life." Yes. So those women in our lives, women mentors, I have a few women mentors as well, and they definitely, I think, are impactful on your, all your well-being, your the whole person, right? The whole woman that you are, Marjorie. So that is very impactful. I also, in thinking about this topic, stories compel human beings. Stories are what move us. That whole oral tradition of, you know, life, right? We read stories to children, bedtime stories, or stories in school, or during quiet time, or what have you. And so they just have a way of moving us. We, are sitting on the edge of our seats watching movies or programs, or even listening to songs and poetry. All of those types of things also tell stories. So let me see. Marjorie said, "Help me walk into my womanhood." Yes. And that can be so impactful, right? So, just womanhood can be, quite turbulent. It's full of a lot of emotions and ups and downs, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And so that's great to have a woman that you can confide in, that you can talk to, that can serve as a mentor to assist you in this womanhood journey. But getting back to what I was talking about as relates to songs, and I start thinking about also just some of the female musicians that I like, that tell stories, like your Indiaries and your Jill Scotts and your Aretha Franklins and Patti LaBelle, and Anita Baker. So, do you all have any favorite female singers that tell stories that have been moving to you, or that just is like, oh, I just love that song when Alicia Keys sings it, or I just love to hear, you know, I don't know, Nancy Wilson or Irene Cara or whoever it might be. In the comments, if you don't mind, just let me know who are some of your favorite female artists that tell stories in the songs that they sing. Who are some of your favorite female artists? I mentioned two of my favorite, um, Anita Baker, also Jill Scott, India Ari. I really can relate to some of the music that they do and the words of some of the songs that they sing. All right. Um, so songs. Again, songs tell stories, and I again some of my favorite artists are women. So those stories move me. They can change my mood and my thoughts about life. I could be in a different place just in listening to some of the music. All right, thank you, Ozzy. Ozzy says CC Wine is my all-time favorite, my favorite of all time. Yes, CC has a great voice, and she is definitely a storyteller with the songs that she sings. All right. Felicia said Lauren Hill. Yes, Lauren Hill, formerly with the Fugees, the group. And so, yes, Lauren Hill definitely, she tells some stories. Boy, I'm tell you, especially about just the culture and, just how things are out on these streets for real. My mom said Gladys Knight. Okay, love it. Yes, Gladys has a whole look decades worth of songs. Her with the Pips, and also her by herself and other collaborations that she's done. Just classic, and great stories from Midnight Train to Georgia to Heard It on the Grapevine, all sorts of things. So yes, that is a great one. All right. So anybody else? I mean, again, songs can are stories. They can move you. They can tell you about some of the experiences that folks have gone through and how they're feeling. Right. All right. Felicia said Erica Badu. Yes, definitely. And the thing about Badu, she has a real kind of unique way of putting things, in my personal opinion. Staple singers as well, yes, they are very folksy, kind of gospely, but also just kind of down home. Uh, just I don't want to say common, but their messages are so they just speak to your heart. So I definitely agree with that. Marjorie said Lauren Hill, NDRE, Erica Badu. Okay, uh, very good. Raymond said J Hood and Mary J. All right, very good. Yes, Mary J for sure. I tell you, Mary J. You could tell when she was in and out of relationships based on the songs that she was singing, right? Whether it was No More Drama or I Ain't Gonna Cry or, all of these sort of things. So, again, the stories of our lives, right? The soundtrack of our lives are told through some of these songs. Yes. All right. Seven Souls of Vengeance. Great and interesting convo. Thank you so much. Appreciate you being here. So, we are talking about, for those of you who may be just joining us, we are talking about it is International Women's Day. March is Women's History Month. The theme for Women's History Month is celebrating the women who tell our stories, celebrating the women who tell our stories. We started out talking about family members, women family members who have told stories. Specifically talked about aunts, and then we talked about mentors and other maybe community members, uh, female women community members that we have connected with, who have had instrumental roles in our lives, helped us along our walk to womanhood, manhood, or what have you, in telling these stories. And now we're talking about female artists who have made an impact on us, or whose music we appreciate or can relate to or enjoy because of the storytelling aspect of the music that they are sharing. Now, storytelling is also in the media, right? So, with news programs, whether that is on television or radio or even on social media, newspaper and magazines, and all these types of publications, there are women that are telling these stories, for seemed like a long time. I can even remember as a little girl not seeing women like in the media telling stories, but especially like on the news. But as time has progressed, that glass ceiling, I believe, has been broken, and you see women now not only as anchors on the regular news, but you see them like on sports channels like ESPN on the sideline, getting stories and that sort of thing. So, are there any favorite female media persons that you all like? It could be Robin. I can't remember Robin's last name off of, I think it's ABC, or Gail off of CBS, or Oprah, or Soledad O'Brien, or, a whole host of women. So, any women media personalities that you like, and there could be somebody on the radio maybe that you listen to. Maybe it's Sybil Wilkes, who was formerly with the Tom Joyner Morning Show. So, in the comments, if you don't mind, let me know. Are there any female or women media personalities or influencers that you enjoy listening to? Oh my goodness, Lynette. Hold on, Lynette. I see my godmom, Corliss, on here. Thank you so much for being on here, godmom. I appreciate you. My mom said, Gail. Yes, Gail is a favorite. Lynette said, my favorite media personality is Nicole Everett. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh my goodness, you honor me with your words, Lynette. You really do. All right. Seven Soul Avenger said Lisa Salters is my fave. Her and Taylor Rook Sports. Okay, I'm gonna have to check them out. I'm not familiar, but I'm gonna definitely have to check them out. All right. Felicia said Robin Roberts. Yes, that's her name. Enjoy Reed. Okay. Yes. Um, Lynette said Michelle Obama's podcast. Yes, I have not seen or heard her podcast, but I was aware that she does have one now. So I'm sure that is very interesting. I can imagine she must have quite a bit to say. All right. Oprah, Ozzy said yes. Okay. Seven said they are inspiring. Good deal. Nicole Walters. Okay. I'm not familiar with Nicole Walters. Marjorie, where is she? Where does she broadcast to, or what's her platform? Nicole Walters. Okay. Those are all good ones. Again, so women are out here sharing stories, telling stories, and getting the word out. So, I think we may take for granted that some of our first storytellers are women. As look, before we even come out of the womb, right? We're hearing our mother's voice, and she's talking, and when we are, when she gives birth to us, um, we are drawn to her voice, right? And so women have a very, very important role in the lives of human beings, right? Male or female doesn't matter. They all got to come through a woman. And so, children, boys and girls, are looking to their mother, right? They are looking for that connection with their mother. So women have an important role in our society, and we should not, and I do not take that for granted. Is that Lenitra Bennett on here? What you say? Wait a minute. Hey there, Lenitra. Listen, Lenitra Bennett. That is one of my favorite media women who tell stories. I enjoy listening to her on the Michael Cork Morning Show here in Tallahassee. She comes on about 9:30 Monday through Friday. It's 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. And so thank you for being on here, Lenitra, and happy Women's Day to you. All right. She said Robin Roberts, Oprah, and Tamron Hall. Yes, I like Tamron Hall as well. Well, okay. So Marjorie said Nicole Walters is typically Facebook and Instagram. Okay, I'll have to check her out. Lanisha said I also like Jerica Duncan and Marie both on CBS. Okay. Absolutely, absolutely. She said all back at you. I appreciate you, my sister. All right. So yeah, I think again, I'm not planning on being on here long with y'all because I don't have a guest, but I'm thoroughly enjoying this conversation with you. But I again thought this topic was worthy of just taking a few moments and reflecting on women in our lives that tell our stories, women in our lives that tell our stories, and the important role that they play in our lives and how those stories shape our lives. So I just thank you all for just kind of playing along with me. One, we talked about family members, we talked about community members, we talked about artists, musicians, and we talked about media, women in the media who have played an important role. I will tell you, over the weekend, I had the great opportunity of attending the African Americans in Media Awards that Live Communications puts on. This is their third. This was their third annual, and hearing about some of the media folks that were honored. It was just so intriguing to hear about some of them that I was not familiar with. And so, again, we really should not take these folks for granted, because again, they just have a play an important an important role in our world. All right, so we got Johnny Johnson on here. Shout out to all the single moms. Yes, whoop whoop. Gotta love on the single moms, especially on Women's Day. All right, we got Michael Cork in the house. What up? Michael Cork celebrated his birthday yesterday. Happy belated again. Appreciate you, my brother. Michael Cork has a great morning show, the Hallelujah Morning Show on 95.3 FM here in Tallahassee. They also have an app so you can download it and check them out. He's on 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday, as well as again you could check him out online on Facebook. He does a churching them into work at 7:30 a.m. And then I also have a segment that I do on his show, and I'm grateful on Mondays at 8:45 a.m., which is a mindful moment. So thank you for being on here, my brother. All right. And Ozzy's wishing you a happy belated birthday. All right. Miss Marion is on, who is down in Miami. Thank you for being here. She said Joy Reid. So we got quite a few Joy Reid fans in the house. What y'all like about Joy? Joy be a little controversial. What y'all like about Joy? So, I know we need a little agitation in our lives, I suppose. But what is it about Joy and her storytelling that you all enjoy? Let me know in the comments if you don't mind sharing. Let me know. Let me know. What do y'all like about Joy Reid or any other media personalities that you enjoy watching? And we're talking about women, specifically women who are in media who tell our stories, whether it's the news stories that they are reporting on, or sometimes they have sidebar personal stories. Maybe not on the what do you want to call it, like the standard news, but sometimes in the like the morning shows, they get a little more they have a little bit more fun with it. All right. Felicia said she's extremely smart and insightful. Okay. Yes, I will give Joy that. I will definitely give her that. All right. Cool. Thank you for sharing that, Felicia. Yeah, Joy, boy, she goes in on them sometimes. I tell you, she don't let much ride. She gonna tell it to them straight and yeah, give it all to them. So there's definitely a place in the space for that. So I appreciate it. We all have different styles and ways that we express ourselves. All right. So let's see. I think that's gonna do it for me. I mean, those were kind of the main ones that I wanted to hit was family members, any female family members who have shared stories that have shaped your lives, any community women, women in the community that have shaped your lives, whether that's again mentors or just folks that maybe you've kind of admired or watched from afar. Any women in music or doing poetry or something like that, and then in the media. All right, Lynette just chimed in and said she likes Abby Phillips. Okay, very good. That name sounds really familiar. It's just not ringing a bell with me. Where is Abby? I think she a local person. It's not ringing a bell right now. Let me know, Lynette, in the comments. All right. Ozzy said, "My mama, the wittiest woman I have ever known. Love it, love it, love it. Shout out to mom. Shout out to mom. Look, I feel like this day is kind of like even though not all women are mothers, but this feels like a pre-Mother's Day, with this whole celebration of women. I don't know, because it's just a whole lot of feminine energy out here today. Yeah, I definitely have been feeling that with all of the posts on social media and just what you've been seeing in the news and hearing on the radio and things of that nature. So I think it's great that we are paying homage to women in this way with this International Women's Day. All right, so y'all, again, I'm not gonna hold you long. I just wanted to have a quick chat. I definitely enjoy the engagement. All right. Abby is on CNN. Lynette, thank you for sharing that. Okay, Michael Cork said a lot of great women that aren't on TV and don't have a lot of recognition, but have had the greatest impact in my life. Love it. Love it. That's great, Michael Cork. I'm glad that you can recognize that, give the women their props, even though they aren't, they don't get a lot of recognition, but we are recognizing them right here, right now, right? Trying to give them their flowers while they are here. And the ones that weren't here, just as often I think as we remember them, they still live on with us. As often as we recall and reflect on the impact that they made on our lives, their legacy will live on, and we want that to happen. All right, my sister is giving me some smiley faces. Thank you, Shayla. And then Johnny, Nicole, living legend, me. Okay, well, thank you. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna just say thank you, Johnny. All right. Well, y'all, I'm gonna wrap this on up. I hope all hearts and minds are clear. I definitely enjoyed engaging with you all today. I am. I want to give a shout out to my father, who will be 80 on Saturday, and so I am looking forward to celebrating him on celebrating him on Saturday, and spending some time with the family. So Michael Cork is asking me, what's my rush? My rush is I'm hungry and I'm tired. Unless you got something else you want to say, let me know. All hearts and minds clear. Let me know, because I'm ready to go rest. Michael Cork. Yes, yes. Shayla said, "Daddy, yes." Shout out to my dad. Good night, good night, good night, folks. Are saying good night. All right, thank y'all. Appreciate you. Yes, happy birthday to my dad. Yes, yes, yes. All right, good people. Y'all take care, and we will see y'all on Monday. Bye.